Hello students, a very warm welcome to our geography class. Today we are going to start our chapter 4, Structure of the Earth. In this chapter you will learn about lithospheric or tectonic plates, type of plate movements, volcanoes, their types and distribution, earthquake and their types and causes, distribution of earthquake, belts. Lithospheric or tectonic plates. The crust of the Earth's lithosphere is broken into number of plates which are known as lithospheric or tectonic plates. These plates float on a semi-molten layer of the asthenosphere or tectonic below. A little movement of these plates, say a few millimeters even in a year, results in development of various changes or change of landforms on the Earth's surface. The surface area of the lithospheric or tectonic plate is very large in comparison to its thickness. The margins of the plate is very important as most of the tectonic activities such as volcanoes, earthquakes, faulting, mountain buildings, etc. occur along the margins of the plate. During the constant motion of the plates, they meet at plate boundaries. When they collide, they give rise to earthquake or volcanoes. Here is a question. Why are the lithospheric plates constantly in motion? The tremendous heat generated inside the core of the earth causes the rocks in the mantle to melt. These molten rocks expand, rise and put the plates away from each other. When they cool down, they sink and bring the plates towards each other. This process is known as plate tectonics. The Earth's crust is broken up into a series of plates called lithospheric or tectonic plates. There are 7 major lithospheric plates and some minor ones. The 7 major plates are the African plate, the Indo-Australian plate, the Eurasian plate, the Pacific plate, the North American plate, the South American plate, the Antarctic plate. Types of plate movements. There are 3 types of plate movement as given here. First, convergent plate movement. Those occur due to forces of compression. Two continental plates move toward each other and they collide. When two continental plates collide and the rock layers of the earth crust get folded and result in the formation of fold mountain. Alternate upfolds called anticline and downfolds called syncline are formed on the rocks. Example, the Himalayas, the Alps. This is the image of fold mountains. Second, divergent plate movement. Those occur when due to the forces of tension, two plates move away from each other and cracks or gaps are created at the plate boundaries. This process of displacement of rock layers on the either side of the crack is called faulting. It results in the formation of Block Mountain and Rift Valley. The Vosges and the Black Forest in Germany, the Vindhyas and the Satpura Range in India are examples of a Rift Valley. The Rhine Valley in Germany and the Narmada Valley in India are the examples of rift valleys. Third, transform plate movement. These occur when two plates slide past each other horizontally. It leads to a tremendous friction which causes earthquake and volcanic eruptions. These are the images of divergent, convergent and transform movement plate boundaries. Do you know, most volcanoes that started underwater are now full-fledged islands like Hawaii and the country of Iceland. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are also volcanic in origin. Volcanoes. The sudden movement which originates from within the earth can cause volcanic eruption. In the ancient times, the volcano was known as the mountain of fire. Actually, it is not a mountain. This image is showing components of a volcano. A volcano is a vent or an opening of the earth's crust through which the hot molten magma erupts suddenly. The magma, when it reaches the earth's surface, is called lava. The erupted material consists of rock fragments, liquid lava, water gases, etc. When the hot liquid magma reaches the surface of the earth, it collects around the vent and begins to cool gradually. The successive eruption and deposition of lava form a conical hill. The cones are of various shapes and sizes. At the mouth of the volcanic vent, a funnel-shaped depression is formed. It is called crater. Types of volcanoes. On the basis of eruption and their frequency, the volcanoes are of 3 main types: active, dormant and extinct. First, the active volcanoes erupt frequently and eject volcanic material. The Etna and the Stromboli in Italy are active volcanoes. There are about 550 active volcanoes in the world. Most of the volcanoes are along the Pacific Ocean, so it is known as Pacific Ring of Fire. Barren Island in Nicobar is the one and only active volcano. Second, the dormant volcanoes in India have not erupted in recent times and are regarded as sleeping volcanoes. Mount Vesuvius in Europe and Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa are dormant volcanoes. The extinct volcanoes have not erupted in the known historical period and are not likely to become active again. Mount Kenya in Africa and Mount Aconcagua in South America are extinct. These are the images of active, dormant, and extinct volcanoes. Distribution of volcanoes. Most of the volcanoes occur near the earthquake belt near fold mountains. Volcanoes mostly occur in two major belts. First, the Circum-Pacific Belt and the Mid-World Mountain Belt. Volcanic eruption causes heavy damage to human life and property. Earthquake. Earthquakes are sudden vibrations inside the earth crust caused by internal forces of the earth. These vibrations or shakings can travel all around the earth. The point where the earthquake originates inside the earth is called focus. Earthquake vibrations spread out in all directions from the focus. The point on the earth's surface which is directly above the focus is called epicenter. This place experiences the most damage during the earthquake. On the basis of all images, try to understand the earthquake. The earthquake waves or seismic waves travel outwards as concentric waves from the epicenter. Earthquake tremors are recorded by an instrument called seismograph. The magnitude or intensity of an earthquake is measured by the Richter scale. The number on this scale ranges from 0 to 9. Earthquakes of magnitude 7 and above are very destructive and cause heavy damage to life and property. Young fold mountains are the areas where the earth crust is weak and volcanic eruptions takes place frequently and the earthquake occurs. Types of earthquakes. The earthquake waves are of three types. First, the P waves called the primary waves or push P waves are the fastest and are the first to be recorded by the seismograph. In P waves, the particles move along with the wave and thus cause comparatively less damage. Second, the S waves, also called the secondary waves or shake S waves, are the next to arrive. In S waves, the particles move at right angle to the direction of movement of waves. These waves cannot be transmitted by liquids. Third, the L waves. L waves are also called the surface waves or long waves. The L waves are the last to arrive. They travel over the surface of the earth and cause maximum damage. These waves are recorded by the seismograph after P and S waves. These images are showing the motions by different waves. Motions produced by P waves, motion produced by S waves, motions produced by L waves. The L waves are last to arrive. They travel over the surface of the earth and cause maximum damage. These waves are recorded by the seismograph after the P and S waves. Causes of an earthquake. It occurs in those regions where the rock strata is under tremendous strain caused by the tectonic forces. Whenever there is a sudden movement of the crusted blocks in Earth's crust, the earthquakes are caused. The imbalance in the crusted blocks can be due to volcanic eruptions, folding and faulting, plate movements, expansion of gases and the pressure of water in the man-made reservoirs. Measurement of earthquake waves. The direction of movement of the earthquake waves and their passage at a particular point is recorded by an instrument called seismograph. It shows the difference in the arrival of P waves and S waves. This can help us to calculate the distance between the recording station and the epicenter. This is an image of seismograph. Richter scale. This scale is used to measure the power or magnitude of an earthquake on a scale of 1 to 9. The number indicates the intensity of the earthquake. Each number of a scale upward from 1 represents 10 times increase in the amplitude of shock waves. The earthquake of less than 4 magnitude on Richter scale is hardly felt, but above 6 magnitude on the scale may cause severe damage. Distribution of earthquake belts. The earth experiences more than 1 million earthquakes every year. Most of the earthquakes are less destructive. There are two main earthquake belts. The Circum-Pacific Belt. It includes the regions of Rockies and Indus Mountains on the western margins and Japan, Philippines, Indonesia, etc. on the eastern margins. This belt experiences about 70% of all earthquakes. The Mid-World Mountain Belt. It stretches from eastern Europe covering the Alpine, Himalayan ranges in Europe and Asia. About 20% of all earthquakes are experienced in this belt. The remaining 10% are associated with mid-Atlantic ridge and smaller submarine ridges. Predicting earthquakes. It is not possible to predict earthquake, but it is linked with animal behavior such as fishes in the pond get agitated, dogs and cats show abnormal behavior, snakes come out to the surface. The Japanese measure changes in the sea level to predict earthquake. Precautions during and after earthquake. First, when we experience shaking movement, we should come out to open spaces. Second, if trapped inside the building, we should move to a safer spot such as under a kitchen counter, table or desk, near a pillar, etc. We should protect our head with arms. Third, always keep away from the steps, porticos, windows, mirrors, hanging pots, etc. Fourth, stay away from electric poles, signboards, tall buildings, trees, etc. 5. Public awareness should be created through programs. Summing up, volcano, an opening in the earth's crust through which magma comes out on the earth's surface. Earthquake, the shaking of the ground due to sudden tectonic movements. The lithosphere is broken into several plates which are constantly in motion. Folding results in the formation of fold mountains, while faulting give rise to block mountains and rift valleys. Volcanoes and earthquakes are most common in the Circum-Pacific Belt and in Mid-World Mountain Belt. Thank you class. Let's meet in the next chapter.